So I was wondering what Luffy's Gear 4 would be, if he were to ever get one, and I came up with a theory. To understand my theory I will need to tell you my theory on how Luffy uses Red Hawk. How Luffy uses Red Hawk. So basically, my theory is that whenever Luffy enters Gear 2, he releases steam due to an intense heat in his body. When Luffy uses Red Hawk he is actually drawing all this heat inside his body to his arm and expelling it, resulting in his arm igniting into flames. How this affects Luffy's Gear 4. My theory is that Luffy will use this fire to make his attacks stronger, and will be able to choose what part of his body is going to ignite, for example, arms, legs, etc. I think that this will become a new improvement to Luffy's abilities, sort of like how Gear 2 gives Jet moves, and Gear 3 gives him Elephant moves. I believe that this will give him Flame moves or something of the sort and increase the damage he does. A downside to this ability to prevent it from being overpowered is that it would be quite tiring and be very physically requiring due to the need of a Gear 2 to produce the heat inside his body, b. Haki to stop his arm from getting burnt, and c. having to control and ignite the heat enough so that it will produce flames. Because of this I think it will not be as spammable as Gear 2, but could be used in situations where he can't use either Gear 2 or Gear 3 because of Gear 2's weaker attacks and Gear 3's slow attacks. Gear 2. Damage equals low. Speed equals fast. Physical requirement equals low. Gear 3. Damage equals high. Speed equals slow. Physical requirement equals medium. Gear 4. Damage equals medium. Speed equals fast. Physical requirement equals high. However, how are you going to introduce a believable Gear 4? I mean, Luffy really is all about physical damage dealing. This kinda makes his greatest asset speed and power. I bet he could try and pump more blood to his brain to make him think better, so he can come up with tactics, but that doesn't really suit his personality. You could also say that he could do something to increase his agility, which seems more likely. The ability to mold his own rubber without needing to do much else. I would imagine Gear 4 would be a gear somewhat like Chopper's super transformation, short term, very powerful. I would think he would do something like infuse himself with Haki to achieve it and allow, for example, to punch out of his chest or have a fist pop out of his knee or something silly. Basically the ability to manipulate his own body freely, but that it takes an extraordinary toll on his body and drains his Haki at the same time. The bonus would be, of course, that he could, for example, throw a Gatling punch with 100% accuracy and hit sand from more than 2 fists and perhaps be unable to be hit in the same time, as he can basically lose his own physical cohesion, so he can drop his entire body down into his foot at a whim, also allowing him to accomplish things like near-instant turning around, etc. The only other thing I can think of is that Gear 4 is going to be a growth ability. Either stretching the leather to become giant-sized and use that as a way to become insanely strong, like 100 times stronger and more durable or something, or the exact opposite, that he will use his ability to shrink, like Gear 4 would be him like he normally was after being in Gear 3, like a little kid again. Where all his power is more compact, making it once again stronger, him harder to hit and faster. The only other alternative would be the fusion with another devil fruit or just constantly increasing his power with the use of Haki. I won't know really about the ability of the devil fruit abilities, but I really would like to see Ace's essence and DF got absorbed by Luffy at the battle at Marineford. Maybe one day allowing for the rebirth of Ace with devil fruit ability, or maybe just the rebirth of Ace and have Luffy keep the DF. However, that will never really happen if you ask me. Would be a great way to reintroduce Ace to the story though. Moria is missing though, so I wonder if he wouldn't be able to do something with that. I mean, Luffy had eaten so many other people's shadows before, maybe it would have made him more able to take Ace in. Bah, such wishful thinking though.